when you hear women can't do fix and flip, what are some of the challenges that you have faced with being a woman in this real estate industry?
Not being respected.
Yeah, Ashley, go ahead.
Not being respected.
Not being respected. Give us an example.
When you're trying to talk to the contractors and they kind of brush you off with what you're saying. So, it's a case of why don't I have to listen to you, or who are you, until you kind of establish yourself and let them know you are the owner of the house that they're working on. So,
hello, everyone. This is Andre Beraud with the Yes to Real Estate podcast show. Super excited to be here today. And let me tell you, for the millions of people who's watching and listening, we have an episode for you today. You like that little scream I gave right there? We have an episode great for you today. Today, we're talking about women cannot do fix and flip. I'm going to say it again. Women can't do fix and flip. So all the women out there who's listening, the millions of people who's watching, listening, do not get mad at me. Those are the polls. We did a vote, and the vote stated women can't do fix and flip. But before we get started, I want to give a tremendous shout out to my lovely wife, Joanne Beraud. Joanne, we love you. Thank you so much for what you do for Yes to Real Estate. And thank you for being half of Yes to Real Estate, right? Also, Chase and Scholar. Chase, thank you so much for what you do for the brand, and Scholar for what you do for the brand. The wife and I took a trip to Virginia, and I had a conversation over the phone with my son. And I said, son, Dad, I miss you and I love you. He said, Dad, I love you too. He said, Dad, don't worry. We taking care of Yes to Real Estate here in Houston, Texas. I said, boy, don't make me fly down and give you another hug, right? So Chase and Scholar, thank you guys so much for what you do for the brand. And then thank you, CCN Network. They are producing the podcast that you see here today with Jazz, the COO. Thank you so much for what you do, Jazz, and believing in the brand. Partnership is key. And then we have Mad Production with Gerald and Brittany, who oversee the marketing and the branding of Yes to Real Estate. Thank you guys for what you do. We're tremendously proud of you, and thank you for your energy. And we have the legends. Let me hear you say legends. Yes. Ashley, who's one half of Russ Green Properties. Her mom, Ashley, owns Russ Green Properties, and she's one half of Yes to Real Estate. Her and I, we do fix and flip, and we do new construction together. And then we have the legend, Diamond Jackson. That's right, the legend herself. She's our transaction coordinator, and she's our GC for the new construction. So tremendously proud of these ladies, and we're going to dive in on why women can't do fix and flip. So before the millions of people, I would like to welcome to the stage the two and only, not the one and only, but the two and only, Ashley Green and Diamond Jackson. Welcome, ladies. Awesome. So for the millions of people who's watching and listening, how do you feel today?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Awesome. So I always like to start off with your why. Like, why are you in fix and flip, and what made you jump into it? Let's start with Miss Ashley Green.
So I wanted to change the availability I had with my children, being able to have more free time to spend with them and change, the trajectory of our life. So real estate, more particularly fix and flip, has allowed that for us, and it's just been a blessing.
Awesome. So, Miss Diamond Jackson?
Same here. Family is very, very important to me, and quality time, experiences in life are very important to me. And being able to have that freedom to do the things that you want to do in life is my why. And also showing my children that, yes, you can do whatever it is you want to do with your life. You can. Wow. You don't have to let someone else predict that for you.
That is amazing. And both ladies brought their daughters here today. So we have a packed audience behind us, and they brought their daughters here today. So Trent, that's amazing. So ladies, I have a question for you. Can you tell the millions of people, how did we meet? Because Here's the reason why this question is important, because sometimes in this field, you think you just trip over and get into a great relationship, and the next day you build rapport, and the day after that, you making thousands of dollars together, right? I know that's what YouTube and Facebook and Instagram portray, but that's not how it works. So if you can share with the millions of people, how did we meet and our partnership?
So we were both in the EYL earners group on Facebook, the Houston chapter. And I would always see Andre posting, yes. And I'm like, who is this guy? I want to see, and I clicked on your profile. I'm like, okay. So I sent you a DM, asked, if we could meet up.
She didn't slide into my DM. She slid in there for business purposes, for the million. Yeah, she slid right in for business purposes for the millions of people who's watching and listening to Joanne. All right, go ahead.
So I met you at your flip, and we walked the house. We talked about it, and I let you know about the deal that I had going on at the time. And you were able to take that deal from a wholesale deal to allow us to sell it retail and make 3 times as much as we were going to make on the property. So like you said, initially, we just stayed in touch. It wasn't instant. Yeah. We come to the field trips under the shade tree.
Shout out to the shade trees.
Yes. And just supporting each other online till the opportunity presented itself probably about a year later when we did our first flip.
Mm-hmm. So for the millions of people who's watching and listening, if you would have wholesale that deal, how much you would have made?
$10,000.
But because you listed it with one of the best agents here on this side of the shade tree in Texas, how much you end up making?
$35,000.
$35,000.
I know that's right.
Relationship matters.
Yes.
Right? Diamond?
So, Brother Andre.
Yeah. Hello, sister.
We met, how long has it been now? 9 years ago.
9 years ago, yeah.
I was dating your wife's brother.
Yes. Shout out to James.
Shout out to James. And that's how we met. We met. So our spouses are twins. Coincidentally.
Yes, Lord.
So that's how we initially met. And this was even before you were into real estate. I didn't have real estate anywhere on my radar, but I saw you get into it, saw your consistency, saw the same thing Ashley saw, the consistent yes, the messaging was always there. You were still learning how to do your marketing thing, but your messaging was always the same and consistent. And even just like on the family side, you've always been consistent there. You've always been extremely helpful and giving, and you're always been a really great person. Yeah. So once you got into real estate and I saw the things you were doing and creating the Yes to Real Estate brand, and then the Shade Tree field trip started, and I got to attend one of the very first ones, and I saw what you were building, and I was like, I want to be a part of that. It was extremely inspiring. And it's funny because you see, like you were saying earlier, you see people have certain situations where it seems like they just fell into it. And I would always be like, how do you get to be that key person to somebody who's out here doing big things? Like, how do they get to do that? And now here I am, that key person to somebody who's really out here moving and shaking the real estate scene. So
that is amazing. So tell the millions of people, how do they do it?
Shoot, building relationships, being consistent, showing up, putting in the work. That's how you build those relationships.
Wow. And that is so crucial, because we're going to talk about fix and flips, but the main thing that we want you to get from this conversation is relationship, right? These ladies have invested in the brand over and over and over again, right? And it didn't show up in their checking account or savings account right away. And sometimes if you see someone who's doing great things, you have to be willing to invest and understand that your return is going to be on the back end. Mm-hmm. How many of you are willing to invest in a situation and not reap a benefit or reward right away? Right? Mm-hmm. And I can tell you, Ashley and Diamond have done that. And this is why they are here today. And this is why they're doing an amazing job with the fix and flips today. Right? So ladies, let's dive in. So when you hear women can't do fix and flip, what are some of the challenges that you have faced with being a woman in this real estate industry?
Not being respected.
Yeah, Ashley, go ahead.
not being respected.
Not being respected. Give us an example.
When you're trying to talk to the contractors
Mhm.
and they kind of brush you off with what you're saying. So, it's a case of why don't I have to listen to you, or who are you, until you kind of establish yourself and let them know you are the owner of the house that they're working on.
So you're saying you show up and they automatically put you in a box as if you have nothing to do with this property. Right. And then once you expose and share with them that you are, do you feel that they treat you differently after that?
To an extent, yes. But even then, still, I feel like if something is said as far as if something needs to be corrected or changed, no, not all the time.
Yeah. So, Dami, what about you?
Yeah, it's in that same vein of needing to be assertive, and that's something we discussed the other day. Is you need to, especially as a woman, you have to be assertive so that the men in the field recognize you and take you seriously and listen to what you have to say.
Yeah, that's good. And I tell people this, that as a man in the fix and flip game, you're able to make mistakes, right? You're able to say, I don't know. Right, you able to say, "Let me get back with you." But as a woman in the game, when they say I made a mistake, boy, let me tell you, they act a fool because they're like, "See, this is what happens when a woman is charged." Right? So ladies, how are you dealing with the challenges of being a woman in the fix and flip game, Donna?
To be honest, not caring about their opinions. Because you can't let what other people think about you and how they treat you deter you from your ultimate goal. And my ultimate goal is to get this house finished and done. And that's what I plan to do. So that's for me always the biggest thing, is not caring what other people have to say about me or how they feel about me, as long as I can get my goal reached.
Wow, that's good. What about you, Ashley?
Well, you know what I say. You can't expect you out of other people.
That
Say, what do that mean? I know what it means, because you didn't say it to me over and over again. But for the millions of people who's watching,
because we have an expectation that if you treat someone a certain way, they're going to mirror that and treat you that way, and that's definitely not the case a lot of the time. People are going to treat you how they want to treat you. So, but you can't expect, you receive this vision. You can't expect someone to get the vision also if you were the only person that got it.
Yeah. That's good. For all the ladies out there, that is good. So I can really say this, and I'm saying in front of millions of people who's watching and listening. The ladies and I are working on several projects together, and majority of the time I have no clue what's going on. Hello, right? But I always lean with them and say, "Hey, Diamond, hey, Ashley, what's going on?" And they break down to me what's going on, right? But that is what's amazing about having a great team. And these ladies are leading the fix and flip game, right? And my job is to make sure that I play my role and let them lead. And as a man who understand his gift and talents, I'm okay with letting the ladies lead. It doesn't go against me being a man, right? Or my manhood or anything. It is what it is. They are good at what they do. And if they're good at it, let me step in the back and let them operate, right? And that's why we're having success. 75% to 80% of yes to real estate is led by the women, right? The women who's on our payroll, all women, except for Gerald, right? Right? And then as far as our following, man, we are heavily followed by women. You look at 75%, shout out to Ashanti, right? To Janet, who's oversees certain departments, but on our Monday clubhouse, 75% women, right? And I love it, right? And I love what the women are doing because they are assertive. They are very detailed. They're looking at the numbers and they analyze the deals, right? And they coming from a women perspective when it comes to the design of the home as well. So ladies, I really appreciate you. So what projects are you ladies working on right now? Ashley?
So Cathedral is done. It's on the contract and asking price.
You see those fingers out? That means she can ready to name several more. Just to let you know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sierra's about halfway done. Hopefully that'll be done about maybe the beginning of next month, end of the month.
It better be done by this Friday, but hey,
that's the expectation.
Yeah.
There's Flamingo. We have that under contract. It's going through probate, but we did get a clear title, so hopefully we'll have that closed soon. We have one that we've been working on for about the last 2 years. It's over in South Park. It's a 2-story home. We got that as a tax lien.
Ashley already has her eye on the next prize.
Yeah. So Diamond, we're gonna come back to you, Ashley.
Thank you. If I'm counting.
Yeah. So Diamond, when it comes to the finding a property and the documents that has to be in line, why is that important?
Well, it's important, especially if when you're buying a fix and flip, you're buying a home that has most likely been lived in. So you're going to want to know what all is wrong with the house. That's going to be on the seller's disclosure, because that's already going to give you a head start into knowing, okay, these are some of the things the seller might have already addressed, or maybe not, but at least you know what the seller knows, because the seller has to disclose everything they know about the property. Also, if you're buying a home that's older than or built before 1978, you're going to want to know if there's any lead present in the home.
Oh, that's good.
There's a document for that as well. You're going to want to know if it's in a, because we're in Houston, we have a lot of flooding. You want to know if it's in a flood zone or if there's a special flood hazard area that it's in. Just because that'll also inform you if you're going to need flood insurance as well. So yeah, those would be the most key documents that you would need. And of course, the CMA, your comparative market analysis, because if that don't make sense, you might as well just stop and go on to the next one. Yeah. Your numbers have to make sense as far as if this property is worth you purchasing and investing.
Wow, that is so good, because a lot of time investors start from the beginning and work their way to the back. Actualities, you're supposed to work your way back to the front. So you start with the CMA. If it's worth $260, then you understand that you have to buy for a certain amount, and then your rehab costs, right? I say people who buy right, eat right.
Right.
People who buy right, eat right. And it's crucial that you buy right at the beginning, right? Because if you spend too much on a home at the beginning, then you start cutting back and shortcoming your rehab costs. And then now you're trying to push your sales price up because you paid too much. Ashley, can you give us some numbers on, let's say you didn't put up 5 fingers. Let's just pick one. Let's do Sierra. Okay. Can you give us a breakdown of how you found Sierra? Right. So the reason why I'm asking Ashley, because I didn't find it, she found it, right? Ashley is great at finding deals, right? And so if you can kind of give us the detail of how you found it and what we're looking at with numbers and profit, because I know the Yes to Real Estate community want to hear that.
Okay. So I love to drive through the communities, talking to neighbors, acclimating myself. So at this particular day, I was coming from the back of a different property that we have on the same street. And someone called out to me.
Was that Southwind?
Yes.
Okay.
I was on Southwind. And one of the neighbors called out to me, and I went over to her vehicle, started talking to her. She told me she was in the neighborhood. She had a food pantry. So we started talking, and I ended up volunteering a few times at the food pantry. And she talked about the couple properties that her mother was leaving her that she was having issues with probate. So I helped her find the information to be able to see the status of the probate. Yeah. So she was able to get through that and finish the probate on her own. I never thought anything else of it.
Whoa. So you helped someone in that situation and didn't expect anything in return.
No.
So you gave up your time and your energy and you sold into this lady without expecting a return back.
Because my theory is if it's meant to be, it's going to come back anyways.
That's a nugget, everyone. Deep. That's a nugget. Fix and flip right here. Continue.
So few months later, she was like, "Hey, the
I'm sorry.
properties."
I'm gonna stop you again.
What?
Because I want the people to understand this. Because so quickly we tend to want a quick return, a quick result, right? So she sold into this woman, right, and get nothing in return. And then a couple months later, she called Ashley. How many of us are willing to wait and put in time and energy and over again and wait a couple months later for your return?
So a couple months later, she was like, "Hey, I got the properties cleared up. Were you interested in buying them?" Like, sure. So we purchased Sierra for $60,000. The house is it was a 6-bedroom, 2-bath house, about 2,000 square feet. So as of right now, we are putting $80,000 into the rehab, and it should sell for $259,900.
All right, let's go over those numbers right quick. So Ashley, how long did it take from building that relationship with the young lady to actually closing on the house?
8 months.
How many of you are willing to invest 8 months to get a return on your investment? Okay, the millions of people who's behind us raise their hand. Okay, so $60,000. All right, pull out your calculators, right, for all our people out in the world. $60,000, $80,000 rehab. All right, let me use my fingers. That's what's 140. Okay, I was gonna use one of the 5. So that's 140, right? That's all in 140, right? And the homes in the areas are selling for about $260 for a 2,000 square foot home, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, right? So after realtor fees, closing cost fees, you're looking at walking away about $90,000, right? So let's kind of break down how was this a deal, right? Because we're talking about fix and flip, right? It was a deal because she bought it right at the beginning. If Ashley would have paid $100,000 for this home, you're talking about a $40,000 spread that would have ate into the profit and the return of her investment. So instead of that $90,000, it would probably be $50,000 now, all because of buying right at the beginning. The crucial part of fix and flip is this: buying right, finding a deal. And if you don't know what you're doing, partnership with someone who can share the intellectual property and the connection with you to avoid the pitfalls, to making sure that you have a successful flip. $60,000, $80,000 rehab, you're looking at $90,000 profit, right? So, Diamond, how do we find and build rapport with our contractors when it comes to doing our fix and flips?
Relationships.
Yes.
Maximizing the relationships we already have with people who are already doing it, just like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Because referrals mean a lot, especially when it comes to contractors. Because I'm sure a lot of people are aware and have heard the bad rumors about contractors and how slow it can be, and you're waiting and they take your money to go rob Peter to pay Paul for the other projects they have lined up. So referral is the biggest way of getting is how we get our contractors from the people we work closely with. That's good, because here's why I tell people, do you really understand? do you really understand? I think it's thundering outside here. Do you really understand how much it really costs to do electrical work? Right? Do you really understand how much it really costs to do electrical work? Right? So if someone come and quote you, say, hey, to rewire this 2,000 square foot home, it's going to cost you $15,000. How would you know if that's the right number or not? Right? We're doing new construction as well. For the 1,500 square foot home, we know how much it costs to do the electrical work. You want to throw out a number? Go ahead, Ashley.
$6,000?
$6,000, right? And let me ask you this, Ashley. Why do you know that number?
Intellectual property.
Bingo, right? So understanding that, and we didn't rehearse this either. So this is just straight, threw it out there to see if they have been learning and the intellectual property, they're paying attention, right? So you're looking at $6,000 to wire up a 1,500 square foot home. right? So if you don't have the intellectual property, anybody can come to you and say it's going to cost you $9,000. And the only way of you knowing if this is a true number or not is mentorship, right? So how do you ladies feel about learning the game? How did you learn the game, Diamond?
Through you. Following your journey. I remember when we first started working together, I was like, put me in your pocket and take me wherever you go. Like, I want to learn, and just being a part of you guys' conversation all the time, and seeing you guys going, discussing the properties and the spreads and the budgeting of it all. That's how I've learned. And of course, visiting the sites too, of course.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you, Ashley?
Same.
Yeah.
Even before you and I were working together, I made sure, like Diamond said, I almost stalked your page to see where he would be at so I could make sure I was there. Because I'm like, if Andre's giving his time to be there, I need to be there, So just being present.
Yes. And for the millions of people who's watching, understanding that once you find the deal, you might have the money or you might have the deal, either or, right? So either you're going to bring the deal or you're going to bring the money, right? And also, once you have the deal, understanding the intellectual property on, okay, how do I rehab this home correctly, right? Paying for a mentor. And we are real big on mentorship, right? People who pay attention, right? It's the whole winging the issue or trying to figure it out on your own, it would cost you, right? So how do you ladies feel about mentorship, and what do we have available to share to help people with their journey of fix and flip?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
So mentorship is very important. I don't advise anybody to just kind of wing it. I did that for my first fix and flip, and it took me a year to do.
Why? Yes.
Because I was being cheap and thought I could figure it out on my own, and tried to use family as my contractor.
Yeah.
And it didn't work
out.
So, we have the new construction course and the fix and flip rehab course that's available. So if anybody's looking to get mentorship, you're looking to take either one of these ventures, we are here and ready to serve you.
Awesome. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I was just going to piggyback off that. Yes, we do have the fix and flip course available. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but I think the website is yes2realestate.edu. Is that right? Do y'all know?
Or yes, www.yes2realestateteam.com.
Yes, you can go there too. Absolutely. That's our official website. But yes, the course is currently underway, but anybody can join at any time, because the best part about it is that all of the sessions have been recorded. So you can go back and rewatch, take more notes. If you forgot something, missed something, whatever, catch up. There's a group chat where everyone who's learning can come and talk to us directly, get their questions answered. We have site visits where we go out and visit the rehabs and the new construction. So it's a really, really great place to come if you're looking to do fix and flips here in the Houston area, because this is the best team to do it with.
Yeah.
Amen.
I mean, we have the social proof at this point.
Yeah.
We got the hoods.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So what are the hoods? What are the hoods?
HUDs are our closing statements on properties that we have rehab, sold, purchased. So we got the HUDs.
Yes. And so that is crucial with understanding, right? So once you find your property, you buy right, you eat right. All right. People who pay attention, right? You make your money at the beginning and you have all that understood. Now you're like, hey, I want to learn. You pay for the mentorship, right? The Yes to Real Estate Fix and Flip class is open. And it's amazing because we have every month you come out to the property, right? And we have several of them we're working on. Diamond and Ashley, you come out. We spend how much time? Was 2 hours? 2 hours, right? We do a walkthrough of the property. We share with you the contractors, the plumber information, the quartz guy information, the flooring guy person information. And we share with you the information, right? And we give you real numbers, how much we paid for it, what's our rehab, what are the challenges we're going through. And this is important because you want the social proof. You want to make sure that the person that you're paying for mentorship actually know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And one way of doing it is like what Ashley said, having that closing disclosure where it talks about who name is on the deed,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who was the owner, right? And it talks about information such as that. And for the millions of people watching and listening, I want you to understand this. Anytime you pay for mentorship, you want to leave with something. I'm leaving here with something,
Okay,
right?
Denzel.
Right? Yeah, how about you, Denzel? I'm leaving here with something, right? You want to leave with something, right? You don't want to just invest your money and time and you don't leave with anything. You leave with the intellectual property, but what are you going to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Now you know how much it costs for a plumbing job. Can I get some plumber numbers? Right? Can I get some plumber numbers? Can I get some electrician numbers? Matter of fact, I want yours. Say yours.
Yours.
Yeah, I want your information. I want your connection. And here at Yes to Real Estate, we believe that if you invest your money and time into paying for us to mentor you, you should leave with something. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to leave with the intellectual property, and you're going to leave with phone numbers, electrician, plumbers, HVAC, roofing, foundation. You're going to leave with the numbers. So now you can fire us. What do you mean about being fired, Andre? Explain. Well, I'm glad you asked. In this business, you want to get fired. As your mentor, Ashley Diamond and myself believe in firing ourselves. We want to give you so much intellectual property, all the information you need so you can go and just fly by yourself, right? You know how you try to kick your kids out at 18 so they can fly on their own? I don't know if I'm going to do that for Chase, but you want to be able to fly on your own. And that's what we provide for you here at Yes to Real Estate Fix and Flip.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important. So Ashley Diamond, for the millions of people who's listening right now, well, we're about to end this, I know. What is your lasting statement that you want to share with the millions of people who's a lady in this business? And you know, but before we say that, is it hard for you ladies? And this is a question for me. Is it hard for you to be in this industry and having to work 3 times as hard as a man? Mm-hmm. Right? Is it hard? Mm-hmm. How are you dealing with having kids and then a husband and then going home and doing your women's duties as a mom, as a wife? How are you handling that and doing fix and flip?
I like to drink a glass of wine.
A glass of wine. Okay.
I'll take a margarita.
We'll take a margarita.
One day at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. One day at a time.
Yeah, it does. I mean, to be completely transparent, I actually just had a conversation with my husband where I was like, sometimes I just feel overwhelmed a little bit between the kids, the house, him, work.
Somebody always needs something.
Exactly. So that, and it's the challenging part is not so much of doing all of that. It's how do I take time for me?
Oh.
And I struggle with that a little bit to where I feel like if I don't feel like I can do all of that and take care of me, I just kind of shut down. But I still push through. I mean, you would never know.
I would never know. I never know.
But you know, that for me is a challenge of juggling everything and still taking care of Diamond. And making sure that Diamond's okay too, while making sure everybody else is okay.
So what are you doing to take care of Diamond? Like to carve out that time for you, because after all of that, there's really no time left.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really just taking pockets where I can get them. You know, recognize that. Oh wait, there's a moment here I can go sneak a nap in right quick, and I'll be hoping and praying I don't miss a call or text. I'll be like, please. And I get back up maybe like 45 minutes later. Look, oh, great. I didn't miss anything, you know? So, you know, or, you know, getting back into working out, starting back because now the weather has finally cooled down here in Houston because it's been so hot. Yes. So I want to get back into doing my hiking that I used to do because now we live in a nicer neighborhood where we have a hiking trail. So just starting to get back into that, that definitely helps me get back into, okay, this is for me, take care of myself. Now I'm ready to take on the rest of the day and everybody else.
That's good. What about you, Ashley?
So I really enjoy fishing, but
really,
yes.
You got your little trout going on.
You've never taken us.
Look, I don't have time to go. But I mean, that's something, like you said, we like taking nature walks too with the kids, but look, afternoon fishing is my thing, but at this point, I'm starting to realize that you have to make the time.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be, you're no good to anybody being overworked and stressed out, and you're not your best self. You got to take the time. Take the time. Life is short, and you got to be able to re-energize yourself. So it's a work in progress.
That's good.
It's a work in progress.
I mean, I respect you ladies, because I know how hard it is to be a man, but then, dealing with the kids, bathing the kids, talking with the husband, right?
Homework.
And then, homework, right? And then still the fix and flip, the new construction, and work. So I salute you. Thank you so much for coming today and talking about that women can't do fix and flip, right? So we're gonna have to change that title and say women can, right? So for the statistics out there of women in this industry is very low. What can women do who want to get in this field but don't know where to start at? Ashley,
they can reach out to us.
They can reach out to where can they reach us at? We're
on all social media platforms. Just like Diamond mentioned earlier, YesToRealEstateTeam.com. We're present. We're available. I'm sure our contacts will be at the bottom of this video. But yeah, you can reach out to us. At this point, do it scared. It's not gonna be perfect. But you'll regret later not getting started at all.
Wow. What about you, Diamond? What can you share with the millions of people who's watching and listening right now to encourage that lady who's on the edge of making a move? She's on the edge. She's watching us right now, getting ready to make a move, but she bent back and said, maybe it's not my time.
No, it's definitely your time. Like Ashley said, do it scared. We've all done things scared. All of us sitting here, we look confident. We sound confident now, but trust and believe we had to start scared too. And especially as a woman, look to other women doing it like myself and Ashley. Look to, if you're not here in the Houston area, look to people in your city. Look for those events. Look out, search out those events and attend them so that you can get with other women leaders in your city so that you too can create a wonderful team like we have. I would also say that the most important thing is having trust, honesty, and integrity in your team like we have. Our bond at this point has become so unshakable in such a short period of time because we are all literally on the same page. We all know exactly what role we're playing and what we're supposed to be doing, and we execute it accordingly. So get you a team and do it scared.
Awesome. Well, Diamond, Ashley, thank you ladies so much for joining the Yes to Real Estate podcast today. It was truly a blessing. Truly a blessing. But before I go ahead and end it, can you let the millions of people who's watching know a couple projects that we're working on with the fix and flip and the new construction?
So, fix and flip, there is Sierra. There is Second Sierra. There is Northridge, Flamingo, 2-story Southington, Cathedral. Well, that's not a fix and flip. That'd be new construction. The lot on Southington, the duplex.
The new construction in Fifth Ward. We got 4 homes we got going up there. We got a couple more coming over on Bleecker.
Yes.
Retta.
Yes.
The tiny homes on Lee Street in the Shams.
What else?
And then, like you said, the new construction on Southington, that duplex. So we have some things in the pipeline, and we're super excited.
Awesome. And the 3 I'm working on right now, I'm trying to get a hold of.
Yes.
So as you can see, that the ladies are doing an amazing job with the Yes to Real Estate Fix and Flip. So ladies, thank you so much. And so for the millions of people who's watching and listening, I'm talking to you. As you get closer to the screen, and as I get closer to you to the screen, I want you to understand this, that the season that you've been waiting on, the confirmation that you've been waiting on is here. You heard it from the ladies. Do it scared. Go out within your community and get around like-minded women who's tearing it up and say, I need help. But when you say you need help, make sure you come with something in your hand. Mm-hmm. It's nothing like coming empty-handed and asking for help, right? But when you come with something in your hand, a gift or talent, an opportunity, it opens up doors for you. People who pay attention. What's done in the dark shall come to light. All of that hard work you have been doing, working your 12-hour shift as a nurse, right? Mm-hmm. Working your 12-hour shift in HR, right? Start operating and doing your side gig in real estate. Going home, putting the kids to sleep, waking the kids up, taking the kids to school. What you have done in the dark is coming to light. Yes, I'm talking to you, the one who's going to school to get that higher education, and you're tired. You bump your head on the desk because you've been studying for 4 hours, and then you have to get up in 3 hours to get the kids up for school. Yes, what's done in the dark shall come to light. All of that hard work and effort that you're putting in, that young lady, I'm talking to you, is light season. Yes, your breakthrough is on the way. Yes, you're about to overcome every single thing that you are doing. It's coming through. This is your season. This is your now. Thank you for saying yes to your season. Thank you for putting in that work. And thank you for saying yes to real estate. See you.
And you.
And you at the top. Thanks, everyone.